thing we do on trouser is to make sure you fold the both edges this way. The right sides will be inside, right? The front of the fabric will be inside. So this is how you fold your trouser, both Ankara and plain material. Now, once you have folded this way, you iron. Make sure there is no rumple or whatsoever on the fabric. Now, let your right hand side be the hem, that's the leg of the trouser, and let your left be your waistline. So this is how the trouser will now be placed in this form. Now, the next thing to do is to mark out your baseline here. This baseline must be as straight as possible. So you must place your ruler, you mark out your baseline all through this way. After which, you also mark out the side line. If you observe, there are openings at the edge of this fabric, which is not allowed to be seen on the trouser side. So place your ruler on top of that point and then mark out your side line as well. Your chalking must be as straight as possible. Make sure you take your time to do this. Then, when you get to this point, arrange it again and then mark out. So your drawing will be the length of your trouser. You get after this, you mark extra 2 inches here. These 2 inches will serve you for the folding or hemming of this trouser, which is not part of your trouser length. So you mark out 2 inches here and mark your line in this form. After this, the next you will do now is to mark the length of your trouser. The length of trouser we have is 41. Then here you mark 41. Now, in some cases, you might ask me, why didn't I remove the band measurement from the length of trouser? The answer is for the fact that we have not sewn this trouser yet, and in cutting, you are going to slant half an inch off from the length. So this 41 now will now be 40 and a half left, right? And then you're also going to stitch the band with half an inch again. That's 40 inches is going to be left. So the band is coming back to replace the slanting inch and the sewing inch. The band is always 1.1, 1.2 in folding. So no need to remove the band measurement from the length of trouser. Use the whole length to mark the trouser. It's even better that after you have sewn, the length is longer than what you need. You now fold to the desired length. Then after sewing, the length is shorter or less than what you have measured. So use the full length to mark for your customer's length, which is 41. You mark this way and then drop your chalk in this form. And also push your tape inwards this way, mark 41 again, and also drop your chalk this way. So here you have your length of trouser, and then connect the line. So here becomes your waistline. Here becomes your waistline. Now the next line you will get is the crotch or the flap. Now how do you get it? From the person's hips measurement over 4. Remember, I gave you 4 methods to get the crotch: by measurement, by length of trouser over 4, by upright facing position, and by hips over 4, right? Fine. Then the last method is the one we use, which is hips over 4. The hip we have is 48, over 4 is 12. That means from the waistline, mark 12 inches down to get your crotch. Are we cleared? Fine. Then from there, you mark 12 inches to get your crotch. So the crotch is 12 inches. You mark 12. Mark it twice, so you have a straight line. So 12 inches, you mark 12. So after this, you connect the line as well in this form. Then after this one, the next you are going to mark now is your knee line. The knee line. The knee line could be measured from your waistline to your knee. It's always 21, 22. Depends on the customer's size and height. But the simplest formula to get the knee, even if you do not measure, is by measuring from the crotch depth to the ankle line, divide by 2 and subtract 3 inches. The distance from here to here is 29. Divide by 2 and minus 3. That's the standard formula. So from here to here gave me 29. You divide by 2 gave me 14.5. Minus 3 will give me 11.5. So here is 11.5. Mark it twice. Mark it twice. Then after this, you now connect the line as well this way. It goes all through this way. Then once you have gotten this ankle line, waist line, crotch line, and knee line, the next you will do now is to put your measurements in this direction. So the hip is 48, which is 12. So here you also mark 12. Then extra 2 inches. Now you have to divide the total distance from here to this point. Get the middle. This middle or the center is called the gradient line or the plumb line. This line will demarcate this shoulder into 2 equal halves, and this line will now serve as your base for subsequent measurements on the knee and on the ankle. So how do you do this? Measure from the total inch here to this point, which now becomes 14. Now divide by 2, that's 7, right? So from here, you mark 7. Then take the same 7 to the knee line and to the ankle line as well. So push your tape this way, place at 14, and also mark 7. Push again, place at 14, and also mark 7. So once you have gotten that line, you have option. It's either you join the line with a straight line all through, or you just drop chalk this way. It's still very much okay. If you are trying to avoid marking too much chalk on the fabric, you can still drop it this way. It's still very much okay. Whether it's connected or not, it's still the same thing, right? Fine. Then this now will serve me to mark my knee on both halves of this panel. Now the knee we have is a knee of 19. Now let's use 19, not this one. Knee of 19. Now divide 19 by 2. You have 9.5, right? You have 9.5. Now divide 9.5 again by 2. You have 4.75, 4.75, right? Fine. So here you mark 4 3/4, 4 3/4 this way, and 4 3/4 this way. That's 19. See, look at this, 9.5. So this line is what you need. And then the next you will need is your ankle. The ankle we have is 15. Divide by 2, 7.5. Then by 2 again is 3.75, 3.75. Ankle is 14. Okay, 14 ankle. Okay. Now divide by 2, that's 7. That's 3.5, 3.5. No, let's do 15 so that it will be free on the guy. So 15 is 375, 375. Let's do 15 ankle. 375, 375 for the ankle. Now, once you have gotten to this stage, now this is how the chalkings will look like. Now the next you will do now is on your waistline. So the waist measurement is 38. Divided by 4 is 9.5. So here you mark 9.5 from this point, 9.5 this way, and add extra 1 inch on your waist. Don't forget that your hip is over 4 plus 2. Waist is over 4 plus 1, right? Fine. Now this is the chalkings you have on your fabric. Yours must be like this before you start connecting. Then how do you connect? Now you're connecting the outer lines, this to this and this to this. You can use your straight ruler, connect the knee point to your crotch point this way, and then connect this one to this one in this form. And then the line of the ankle will come up to like 10 inches high before you use your hip cuff to connect. So draw this line to come up this way. Draw this as well to come up this way. And then take your hip cuff. This is called hip cuff. Lap this edge that is curving inside should be inside and not like this. So you should lap inwards. Then flush it to lap here properly, and then carefully connect from here to this very point. Then this other way as well, turn this hip curve to go the other way around this way, and then connect from here to this very point. It goes all through this way. And the next you are going to do now is connect your 1 inch on the west to the real hip. From here, connect to this very point. So you go all through this way. After this, you are going to come up here by 2 inches, which is called your actual hip point. Your actual hip point. From here, come up by 2 inches, mark in this form. Then take your pattern master, place in this form, and then connect with a curve. It goes all through this way. And the next thing you will do now is to slant your waistline by half an inch, 0.5, please, not 1, 0.5. Take your pattern master, your hip curve as well, place in this form, make a curve that goes halfway this way. And the last but not the least is the pocket. So from here, mark 7 inches down. In some cases, you can do 7.5 if you happen to meet or have a bigger client. And here, mark 2.5. This is constant for all adults. And this is what you have for your front panel of your trouser. Any confusion? Any question? Is it clear enough?
Threads of gold dancing in my hands, stitching dreams to wear across the lands. Fabric whispers telling tales so bold. Every stitch we're crafting stories untold. Walk the line in colors so divine, shape the world one stitch at a time. From patterns to runways, we're on the rise. Bright ideas shining under open skies.
Alright, so now we want to cut the back panel. You just need to use the same front panel you have cut out and then turn it over the other way around to this point. This way. And then make sure that you have extra 2 inches here and extra 2 here as well. So you must make sure everything is balanced. And then extend the crotch line, this line of the crotch, extend it out. No, now, here we have 2 inches extra. Here we have 2 inches extra. She told you that the back we have extra 2 inches. So extend the line out, and then from here, mark to 2 inches all through. 2 inches all through this way. 2 inches all through this way. No, it's okay. Serious ending. So 2 inches all through. Mark it all through from here. Mark like 5 lines. Then take a hip curve. Connect in twos. The first one to second one. Second one to third one. Third one to fourth one. Fourth one to the fifth one. The curve must be synchronized in this form. And the next you will do now is to raise the back panel. The raising, you know that if you don't raise it, the back will become low waist at the back. You know, in the front trouser, we slanted the front, but at the back, it's called raising, so that it will cover the buttocks protrusion at the back. So here, you mark 2 inches. 2 inches. Then you are going to raise it to meet the point of the front panel here, that pocket edge. So here, you slant it outrightly from here to meet the pocket edge here. It gets to meet here. Then from here, you can still put 2 inches here, but I put 1.5 at the waistline. Then here, you put 2. Then with your hip curve or pattern master, mark a straight line, and then the reason I'm using these things to show you so that you know how to mark them perfectly. Then from here, you curve it out. And that's all you need to do for the back panel. Any question? Any confusion? All right, so let's now cut it out.
Drape your style, wear your heart out loud. Our garments turning heads in every crowd. Walk the line in color so divine. Shape the world one stitch at a time.